Sooner Scoop HD.
I mean, they're very explosive. Those two guys in the backfield can really make plays. So we got to try and contain them and just do what we can.
Is it weird? I know that you guys prepared for Casey last week, but Adrian Martinez was obviously Nebraska a year ago. Is it different preparing for another quarterback that you guys already faced?
I mean, a little bit, but they're different players, and you just got to be prepared. Look at what they do, look at their strengths, look at their weaknesses, and just get ready for Friday, Saturday.
It's something that we're up for the challenge. We know that they're going to come in here and they're going to try to out-discipline us. They're going to try to kind of lull us asleep. A lot of emotions going on. They like to pull. They use Deuce very well, and I think that Martinez is going to be. I think that little duo there is going to be really. It's a really nice duo, and it's something that we got to come prepared for. But I think that you give us this week to prepare. I think we're going to come Saturday in the Palace ready to play.
Starting with Coach Snyder years and years ago, and they've maintained the same types of philosophies. That's probably why Coach Kleiman was hired. One of the many reasons he's been ultra successful. He's a national championship coach, so he knows what he's doing. But offensively, it puts you in a lot of conflict in the world of run game, in the RPO world. It really fits them well, and they've got tremendous playmakers at both the quarterback and the running back position, a super well-coached offensive line, and excellent receivers. So it puts a lot of stress on you, puts you in conflict. Their ability, they're very. It's not just the scheme, but they're also really good from a fundamental and execution standpoint, and they understand defense incredibly well too.
I feel like we've played amazingly. I feel like, there's still a lot to get better at, and I feel like, we're going to be where we want to be by the end of the season. But every week, it's a goal to get better.
Do you guys pay attention to any, the national numbers through 3 weeks? Tackles for loss, sacks, stuff like that?
We do, but, that's kind of not our main focus.
Sure.
The main focus is, what we got to get better at. Yeah. Not really, celebrate small success, but move on. So,
a little bit, but, we're just focused on ourselves. The outside stuff, the numbers we play, that's all in the past. Just focus on the next week and everything going forward.
It feels like there's a pretty good foundation that's been set, though, through the non-conference.
Absolutely. We're 3-0. We look at where we're at, but we have still a long ways to go. Lots of improvement that's to be made, and every day we're doing everything we can to do that.
It's definitely a little different than last year, just because the calls we're running, we're able to get into the backfield, and corners are triggering on plays and stuff like that. So, just that aggressive mindset, we just got to keep it.
I think we're doing okay. I think, the same way you can say that, I think we're all kind of in the same headspace that we've left so many plays out there. I even just thinking about last game, literally me having to leave the field, but even not even considering that, the plays that I had, just leaving a lot out there. So we're going to keep, pushing each other to get better, and we're going to keep trying to take this thing up a notch every single day.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like, just going back to our basics, taking every week like the same, because every week got nameless faces opponent every week, so that's kind of how we attack it.
It's just a very hard thing, to try to play good pass defense and at the same time, have the right numbers. The quarterback's a runner. You need an additional defender than what you normally would. So you've got to find ways to be able to do both, not concede one for the other. And so they know, again, how they put you in a very difficult position defensively. So, you got to match their physical toughness with the precision, and then the scheme-wise, the extra hats where you need them. Makes it tough.
You're talking about one of the nation's best running backs in Deuce Vaughn. Certainly in the run game, he's got great hips and feet and vision. And, he's got a lot of patience, too. Well, he'll stay back there and all of a sudden wait for somebody to get nosy and jump out of their gap, and then here he goes. And at the same time, he's a weapon, in the throwing game as well, too. So they throw him they get him very creative in how they get him the ball. And, again, we have a lot of respect for him, and he's one of the best backs in the nation, and we know it's a great challenge for our guys.
Some weeks it's to stay in front of them. You know what I mean? Don't run yourself out of the play, So everybody you play is a little bit different. There'll be some similarities and some carryovers, but there's a different DNA every single week, and that's the fun part of coaching. Defending dynamic football players you can have some tough moments in your preparation or in the game itself, but it's a lot of fun. It's a great challenge. You want to go on a hunt, man. You want to go hunting. You don't want to just win. You want to go hunt. And there takes a lot of work, a lot of strategy, a lot of perseverance, endurance that it takes to win. That's the things that you most appreciate in life are things that you got to work for. You know, that's what you value the most, are things that are hard to get. And winning is hard to get. Stopping really good players and good systems is really hard. And so, like every week, you put your heart and soul into it. And but calculation's part of it. You know, every single thing that we were talking about before, from a strategy standpoint, and aggressiveness is all part of it. You know, and it's just like different flavors of ice cream. You know, and what you're gonna, you know, what you need to use, you know, to stop this particular scheme or player or whatnot. But he's a great player. He's a hard guy to account for. He's a hard guy to tackle. You can have him dead to rights, and he makes plays in space, in the passing game. They do a great job with him. I got incredible respect for him. I'd love to have a whole locker room full of Deuce Vaughns. The guy plays tremendously big. He makes everyone around him better. A lot of fun to watch. Just a very explosive, game-changing kind of player.
Sooner Scoop HD.